Hi, everyone. Celebrate. Yeah, very different vibe. Very, very different vibe. And it's feeling more positive. It's feeling, things feel better. So, anyway, good morning. Happy day. Um, I have a mint flavored coffee today. Oh, it's so good. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And in a celebrate mug or celebration. Celebrate. All right. Hi, I'm Holly. I'm a Holly. I'm Holly. I'm a psychic medium. Here to do a general reading, and I use tarot and oracle cards as a jumping off point. So, okay, I'm hearing that I need to explain. I have a bizarre family history, but this is important. I don't know why I need to say all this, but apparently I do. I'm being told this is what I need to say right now. So I do have a lot of family history in metaphysics, people with a lot of abilities and a lot of knowledge. I wasn't always the recipient of it. My mother tried to hide some of it. My grandmother was very strong, and even on the other side of the family, they called it having the sight. Kind of old school about it. You didn't talk about it. You weren't afraid. Supposed to be, there was nothing. I was told there was nothing to be afraid of. You just don't go around telling people about it, because at that time period, the threat was you could be taken and you could be taken away. Yeah, seriously, it was that intense. So, taken away, called crazy. Not yeah, it was a scary time period when I was a kid, to be, well, one, female, and two, for a whole lot of groups of people. But anyway, but yes, so over the years, based on what I knew growing up and what I used to do as a kid, I would talk to plants and flowers, and spirit was all around. And there was, I think the first, I don't know why I'm saying this. Okay, but I guess I'm going to keep going. Yeah, a lot of spirit interactions, a lot of, basically the good thing that my mom did in terms of this work is that she instilled a no nonsense approach of, you're not afraid, are you? I mean, that was her big thing. Well, yeah, and we all do that. You're not afraid, right? So it became just sort of natural to speak to spirit and dead people and whatever. Um, I used to want to have different kinesthetic abilities where I could, like, I would stare at someone's arm and see if I could make them scratch it. Sometimes it would happen, not often, but anyway. So anyway, I don't know what bearing that has or who needs to hear it, but and so then I have spent a lifetime researching and reading and understanding, and my biggest teachers have been spirit. I've had a lot of teachers in the flesh who are living, and I'm grateful to them and for them. I the message that someone needs to hear is that you can learn in almost a passive way. You can absorb and learn information in a passive way. Watch and listen while other people work. Be still, be calm, be quiet. Meditate. Start a meditative practice if you don't have one. Look at various modalities and forms of healing. All of it goes hand in hand. And more than anything, ask yourself, why do I want to develop, and what is it that I'm supposed to do about this? Is it for your own personal growth? And that's fine. Is it for something for you to share with friends and family? That's fine. If it's something you want to do professionally and go out and be a reader, just make sure that you also understand you are dealing with people's emotions, and they can be fragile. This is turning into a 101. I didn't expect that. It is, even if you have a sense of it, it is not a good idea to give a death date or to give a doom and gloom. Oh, you will be. Well, no one will be anything. Everyone has free will. Everything could change on a dime. People may even have an exit point, but they can manipulate that on their own if they refuse to go and continue to linger on, usually in misery, but hey. So think about what you're doing. I also am not, like, this is a general reading, and I say that. You can choose to watch it. You can choose to change to a different channel, or a different video. But if you like it, subscribe and like. You know, gotta do all that. And thank you for being here and choosing to spend time with me. Thank you. I value each and every one of you. I really, truly am grateful to be able to do this and do this publicly. But, is it, again, I'm not a big advocate of what I call the psychic or the mediumship bomb. Every now and then you can kind of start a questioning process and it's like, oh, I think they're open. Have you ever thought about talking to someone who can see or sense would you be interested if you could get a message? Tread lightly. You never know what someone's going through. You don't know what their belief systems are, and you don't know how information will be received. Therefore, it is not cool to walk up to somebody in the grocery store and say, I see your Aunt Sally standing next to you. And no. Please don't. I feel very strongly about that. For me to say something to someone just out of the blue, I have to know them really well and know that I have permission to do that. Very, very rarely have I ever, actually, I don't even know if I have, but anyway. Okay. So in your learning process, just keep that in mind. Okay. All right. And I have done my work. I had a regular day job, for a whole lot of years, like 27 and a half years as an adult working for the state. So yeah, I paid a whole lot of dues in a whole lot of ways, and this is not how I supported myself. This was always a calling for me. So, but for those who do use their abilities as a way to support themselves, just understand you're going to have to compensate people because, if you want information that you're not able to get, treat your readers well, but don't assume they all know what they're doing either. Man, boy, I'm just like all fired up. All right, so let's start with a general message because we're 7.5 minutes in. All right, this is the Gilded Tarot Royale. There's a card still in my little box there. It's the mini deck. What was left in there? Hold on. The Five of Cups. Someone's feeling completely beside themselves. But what they don't seem to notice, that's the interesting thing about this card. What they don't seem to notice is that they're looking at all the spilled cups, but not the two full ones behind them that are in perfect condition. So be aware of what you've got, okay, before you start looking elsewhere. And that doesn't mean the spilled cups. It's like the spilled cups are spilled. That liquid is gone. But if you've got two good ones, why cry over spilled milk? Yeah, I've heard that. Okay. All right. Well, I hope somebody understood why you needed to hear that because I don't know why I went into it. All right. And yes, I come from a varied history and background of a lot of stuff. Five of Wands. Somebody is in a struggle. Somebody is in the period of struggle. Someone is dealing with hereditary abilities, but it's not in the immediate nuclear family. It goes back a generation or two. And so you inherited and you're struggling to try to make sense of it all. Okay, with no help. That might be why. All right, so let's move on. What is the message for the collective from the Gilded Tarot Royale or the Gilded Royale Tarot? I'm not sure which way. I don't think it matters. Thank you, Mother and Father God. Thank you, Spirit Guides and Guardians. Thank you, Protectorate. All right, let's see what we got. Three of Wands. Someone's waiting, and there's a ship in the distance. Boy, that's a big old ship, too. Three of Cups. Ready for their celebration. Gosh. Okay, King of Cups. I was just thinking, I hope that's not somebody who's trying to dupe someone while they've already got someone on the line. But I don't think so, because then the King of Cups came up. Oh, the little seahorse is on the back of his throne. How cute. Justice. So if somebody is entertaining someone on the side, there will be justice, so watch yourself. And then Nine of Swords, completion. You know what? I think it might be. Well, I just don't care for that at all. Not one little bit. All right, so I feel like there are two people here. Obviously, two, and possibly a third in a love triangle kind of thing, although one person doesn't understand or know about it. But but not in that way. So, I mean, I feel like there are two of the assertive energies. One is just kind of watching and biding time, because there's a huge ship out there. But it looks like it's sailing straight across, not to or away from. So this person is just kind of there, hanging out, watching and waiting, watching and waiting. And I don't know. I was hoping it wouldn't be the case, but I think it is. I think this indicates not just a celebration, but because it's the Three of Cups, I think it's, excuse me, a love triangle. Only, unfortunately, one or both of the objects of desire don't know about each other. But this guy, he thinks he's the King of Cups. He's about to land in some serious justice. And in this case, yeah. Everything's going to come. There's a sun on the bottom. Everything's going to come out in the light of day. I hope everybody understands that. Everything always comes out in the light of day. And it's going to end up with a Nine of Swords. Oh, this is the first time I've seen this in this card. Look at that. I'm going to get it really close. Do you see that like phantom, ghostly dream state image at the top? Sleepless nights, restless nights, the specter of the past coming back to haunt. That's kind of weird. So, ooh, and a white owl in the window. Ooh, there's a lot going on in that card. Huh. So this is an ending. This is the death of a situation. Not a person. This is the death of a situation because someone felt like they were above justice and felt like they could have it all. All right, we need clarification. So who's this? You know what? We don't need to know any more about that player. Let's go ahead and look at the one indulging in infidelity. We don't need to know about any more about that. So here's what we need to know about. Who is this? Who is watching and waiting and biding their time? Spirit, help me to understand what that is about. Spirit, help me to understand for the collective what that is about and who that is, or what are their intentions. Ooh, that's it. What are their intentions? Okay, and that's when stuff came out. I'm sorry, I'm all itchy scratchy. And I forgot that I'm filming and I'm like, sorry. I'm a little familiar at this point. All right. Still coughing. All right. Intentions of the Three of Wands person. Nine of Cups. So far, so good. That always, for those of you who are old enough to remember, or if you guys ever saw any of the old Chef Boyardee commercials, this always reminds me of the Chef Boyardee guy. I just find that so funny. Anyway, he's giving guys a little chef's hat on. Okay, so Nine of Cups. I love it. I think it's hysterical, but it's very endearing. I just get so much joy out of that. All right, I really enjoy that that card. All right, so Nine of Cups. Ooh, but followed by the Eight of Swords. So this person, the Watcher, has a lot to give, has a lot of emotion to give, but is wrapped up in their own head and in their own prison, and they don't know how to express it. The Strength card. What else we got? Page of Pentacles. Oops, there was another one. The Two of Swords was before that. It was hidden under there. Hidden. So this person has a lot to give, but they're trapped in their own head. They have a lot of strength and fiery energy, but then they can't make a decision, and they put blinders on with the Two of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Then they scale back and say, oh, no, I can't do that. I can only give a little. Oh, I'm not ready. But then there's the Nine of Pentacles, and it's like, heck yeah, I'm ready. Tick-tock, time's a-wasting. But then there's the Five of Swords, and ends with the Chariot. But that Chariot is sitting still, honey. It's not moving an inch. It's like, yeah, well, we'll get up and move at some point. This is the most back and forth energy ever. And that's why they're just waiting. That ship is sailing right on. So this, all right. So here's the message. One person is a player. Stringing somebody along, justice will be met. They're the ones going to be left out and regretting the past. But someone is also just watching the whole situation from afar and waiting for the right moment to step in. But they get caught in their head. But then they realize they are strong enough, they are worthy enough, but then they can't make a decision. And then they decide they're not enough. And then they decide they have everything they need and they're ready. But then they get scared and they want to run off in the night. But then they don't go anywhere because the Chariot, they're just sitting. It's like a car on blocks. You might have a race car, but if it's sitting up on blocks out in the yard, then it's not going anywhere. So what is the message? All right, so there are two messages. There are three messages. Help me out, Spirit. I don't want to get it wrong. There are potentially four messages. All right, message one for the cheater. You reap what you sow. Deal with it. Clean up your act. But don't give up. Try again, but do it ethically and probably with someone else. For the two people who are the interest of the cheater, and one of those, the interest of the watcher, and not creepy stalker kind of watcher, just somebody too insecure or fearful of rejection to step forward. So the two objects, the two people who are the objects of desire or fascination, both are going to walk away from this cheater. Both. One will stay longer than the other. Eventually, they will both walk away. And it's pretty permanent. So, cheater, you got to get your stuff together. I don't like a cheat. All right. So, I almost used a bad word. All right. So, so the watcher. So that's three messages. For the two objects of desire or interest, get out, get on with your life, focus on you. For the cheater, straighten up, do some self-evaluation, because that is no place to live, not even for a cheater. All up in your head, dreaming about the past, whatever. All right. Do something. Be a good person. That might help. All right. The Watcher, this one, in a way, it's a little creepy because if somebody is keeping tabs but then not doing anything about it, that is a little bit of a creep show in a way, not being able to let go. And then that also is continually pulling on someone's energy if the other person is intuitive. So that person, your message is be the Chef Boyardee guy, okay? Because that's just a wonderful, sweet, fun, happy person. It's when you get in your head and then you feel like you have to be this strong person and then you can't make a decision, then you just aren't sure and then you don't know what to do. So you do absolutely nothing. And normally a Chariot is like, boom, fast action charging in. Not this one. This is the car on blocks as far as I'm concerned. You know, if I made a tarot deck, I think I'd have 2 Chariot cards and one would be a car on blocks. That's an excellent idea. All right. So, yeah. The advice for the Watcher, just be the person that you want to be. Or, you know, tick-tock is what I'm hearing. Tick-tock. Running out of time, buddy. Running out of time. So, and that's male or female, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so in this reading, it looks like kind of no one's winning. Well, thanks. That's lovely, but it's reality. Now, let's use the Light Seers Tarot and get a tiny bit of clarification because I want to see about the 2 objects of desire, or the two people who were the one the Watcher was watching, and both the cheater was wanting both, wanting his cake and eating it too, and to eat it too. No, you don't get both. Not with 2. You don't get 2 kinds of cake. All right. I need to reevaluate that imagery. All right. All right, so, Mother and Father God, what happens to the 2, one knew they were the affair, one did not. So we need to separate this out. You know what? Not that deck. I'm hearing not that deck. Okay, which deck? The Unending Path. A little more gentle energy, because they're both kind of victims in a way. The Unfolding Path Tarot. So, let's first focus on the one who did, all right, the one who did not know. I'm sorry, I don't have my sponge out. I know it's gross. My cards anyway. No one else touches them. So, what is the message, or what do we need to know? What is an outcome? What's going on? What is the message for the person who did not know they were being cheated on? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Whole lot of stuff going on here. They're just flipping out every which way. Okay. And that one too. Oops, sorry, I hit the microphone. Probably made a noise. All right. So, and there's 2 over here. Hang on just a minute. Well, we're really far away. All right. All right. Huh. Some of these cards we had in the last reading. 2 of them we did. I don't think it's related. I don't think. I don't know. All right. Okay, so for the person who was being cheated on and didn't know it, Two of Swords. I love this Two of Swords, though, because instead of being kind of like at a crossroads or not, this is sort of the woman or the person, the being who could fight with a sword in each hand, blindfolded, and still win. Very acute hearing, perhaps even clairaudient. On guard and ready, and can hear a drop of water a mile away. Another sword, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, I think this person is clear, has an intuitive ability and a psychic ability, or a clear, well, that's the same thing, clairaudient ability and a claircognizant ability, because they are receiving downloads. Wow, 2 aces in a row. This is also someone who uses great caution and discernment. They could do dark things if they wanted, and they choose not to. I don't think that person understands how lucky they are. This is a pretty formidable person. And then we have the 9 of Wands. So, okay, and then we have the 6 of Coins. That's a happy card. Those hands here, instead of manifesting anything hurtful, they are manifesting prosperity and abundance in all ways. And the way they're manifesting it, compassionate lovers, and the coming full circle and coming to the close of a cycle, the World card, bringing it all together. So the person who was cheated on, they are doing really well. Okay, because this is someone who trusted what they were hearing, trusting what they knew what they were capable of doing, but said, I'm going to focus on me and what I need and not trying to... Vengeance never works out, okay? There's a boomerang effect. So understand that. All of that energy you would invest putting on someone else, why? Why? It doesn't matter. They will have to answer for what they do. And a lot of people are doing things out of a wounded state anyway. And when you're wounded, that's not when you want to, it's just a bad situation all around. So the one who was cheated on and didn't know it was intuitive enough, called on the higher power. These lilies and roses are really standing out to me. They are reaching out to spirit to bring down all that they need to fill up their heart and become less fearful and defensive. And at some point, that person realized, I deserve the best. I am taking the high road because that's who I am and that's what I do. And I'm going to manifest a wonderful life for myself, with or without anyone. And what ends up happening? Compassionate and passionate union that comes full circle. It absolutely comes full circle. Back to a place of wholeness. Okay. So now, so that person's okay. So here's the good news. The person who was cheated on, or person who is basically kind of, we'll just call it that. The person who was cheated on by the cheater. One more time? Okay. That person's going to be fine. They have a strong will, a strong sense of self. Okay. So what about the other person in this? The object of desire, affection, whatever, that was the affair. What happens with that person? What happens with the person who knew they were the affair? What happens with the person who knew they were having an affair with someone? Okay, this is odd. This one didn't, it just kind of landed, but it landed in a weird way, so I'm going to leave it out. I feel like that has meaning. Okay. What happens to the person who knew they were in an affair? Okay. Ah, they said that one. Yeah, okay, and this one. Okay. All right. Well, if Mr. Cheater thought he was going to have a sure deal, he better, or she better think again. Whomever. He, she, doesn't matter. So when I ask about the person having the person who was the affair, that person had a dark night of the soul and had to go inward. This is a page of wands, but this particular page of wands had to learn, had to go back to school, basically. Had to go back to school and learn who he or she was. That person had to do some serious soul searching and some serious self-evaluation. And what did I allow myself to be to a cheater? And then this person has to understand what they did to the person who didn't know they were being cheated on, and decided that's not how I want to live. In this particular reading, what is happening is this one is finding their own inner worth and power. If you want to call it magic, fine. From the Page of Swords, this person moves into her queen state. She becomes the Queen of Swords, and this person would not be manipulated, told what to do, or be anyone's plaything or toy. Look at that queen. Wow. Wow. She doesn't even have to dare anyone to approach her. No one will approach her without positive intent, because clearly she could cut them down and not think about it. But then she also has this queenly energy. And she's got a cat on her lap, a big smile on her face, very approachable queen, and a queen of fire, energy, love, and passion. So she is ready. She is ready to bestow her gifts on those that are worthy. But she had to go through this feeling defeated, feeling like a child, feeling manipulated, into feeling powerful and knowing her worth, and almost shoring up and being a little hard and biting, and then realizing I can be a queen and take care of myself, but still be open to joy and love. And that person's journey will end up in the sun. That person will end up. That person grew a lot because of the manipulations of the cheater. And I actually like that person's journey as much as I do the journey of the person who was cheated on, because they both are showing this evolution of taking the high road, realizing I was in that situation for a reason. What do I need to learn? Not giving anybody a break and completely walking away from it. But both of those people became so much stronger that anyone that comes toward them or approaches them, they better have it together. They better be worthy, and they better have something to put on the table. All right. That was a fun reading. I really liked that one. That was a really fun reading. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it for today, because this is getting long. All right. All right. Well, have a good day. Have a great day. I don't know. I guess that's it. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you so much. All right. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye.